So this tank has had a series of issues occur with it, and it has been set up for, I believe, 20 years. Now what the issue is with the tank that's been set up for so long is through the back area here, this sediment has just chogged up, and you can see it just completely chogged up here, and then it goes what's called anoxic, and you start getting bad bacteria growing in this area, and this bad bacteria actually discharges hydrogen sulfide, which leaches out and causes non-stop havoc in the aquarium, and if all disturbed can actually kill all your fish. So in a situation like this, what I'd be recommending is a full overhaul, a absolute spring clean, and that will require removing everything, cleaning all the back, and then putting it all back in again, and that is going to pretty much reset the aquarium and stop all of these problems. Filter down here, pretty much looks to be sucking dry. There's hardly any water coming out of the filter. It's got a skimmer here. Old bioballs there. So basically a full overhaul is what this is requiring. You just can't let this occur without expecting issues. So this clownfish here is actually 20 years old, which is actually unbelievable age. Sort of 4 to 7 years is a full age for these clownfish, but this guy has certainly defied the odds in regards to how old it is. You have to be very careful with your lights, particularly with the Chinese ones, because you need to make sure that you have 420 nm diodes, which the corals actually use, not just 450 nm diodes, which the corals reflect. So 450 nm diodes are very cheap, and they have a lot of commercial application, and they look great, but they don't grow the corals. So all of your more advanced lighting systems are going to have a combination of 450, which looks nice, and 420, which actually gets used. So anytime that you're buying a light for a reef aquarium, look at the specs and make sure that it has got a good diverse range of diodes, and not just 450 diodes. You want to make sure you got 420 diodes, and a lot of the more advanced systems now have a whole range of diodes to make sure that your corals are actually absorbing the light and not just reflecting it. Once again, things like 420 diodes have no commercial application except aquariums, so they tend to be a lot more expensive. 450 looks great and it's very cheap because the diode itself is cheap, because they have commercial application other than aquarium. Now your chiller and your heater will have thermometers and thermostats in them quite regularly, but you never want to just trust the heater or thermometer. You want to make sure you have a separate thermometer to double check that the calibration of any heater or chiller thermometer is correct. And they're only $7, so you definitely want to get one. If you have a saltwater aquarium, even if you have someone maintain it, it's really important that you do have at least a hydrometer so you can be monitoring your salt, because a saltwater aquarium is not something that you can have someone come once a month and then magically expect the tank to do well. You need to be monitoring at least things like your salt level, and you need to be making sure that your skimmers are cleaned, and yeah, it requires more than once a month.